who do something within the business. And we had agreed that this photo is enough for us to be used for, in terms of learning purposes. So I want to welcome all of us into this program for today. And to our next slide. So 61% of marketing decision makers say they struggle to access or integrate the data they needed last year. So this business analytics, actually we are looking at it in terms of the whole business. So I was introducing, but just giving us figures of what is there, because these are the people that always make much of data, that as you have already known before, that this is a field that has been using more data than any other person, the marketing team. Yeah. So we are being said that 61% of them are struggling to get this thing right in terms of the data collection, and so they can really use it for decision making. On the other hand, we are having that 85% of companies that succeed with analytics are seeing a revenue growth greater than 7%. So it is X7. But if you do it better, it is X10. X10, meaning 10 times you gain something out of it. So we are saying that is from Forbes. So there are some few numbers that you can look into. One is giving us the perspective of the data that we are looking at, the business analytics, how many people are using it actually. And then the other one telling us, if you use it, then you can really get something out of it. So now just to introduce our topic now, so that we understand why we are having those numbers, 61, 81, and all those. So analytics, we are saying, is just data analysis, because it borrows from data itself. It's coming from data. So it's analysis where we are analyzing data that we are having to see what is happening. Yeah, why did it happen, so that we can improve our decision and plan for future. That is from IBM. So we are saying that business analytics, we are now here looking at business analysis. So the whole business in fraternity, whether a small business, a middle size, or a larger business, all of them need this kind of activity where they just look at that data and using the tools and services that they can tell what is happening, why, and then they make decisions that will help them to plan for the future. So we are going beyond what and getting to the why and what next. So there is a bit of confusion between business analytics and business intelligence. Yeah. So by just giving a question, by just giving an example to just differentiate between business intelligence and business analytics, one scenario would be that the production manager will say that, okay, the sales manager would say that we had an increased demand last year, so this year we expect the same demand, so kindly increase the production. That is the business intelligence person speaking. That we had a high number of demand for our products last year, and we foresee the same thing. So what we need to do, just increase the production for us for next year. The business analyst will come in and ask, why did we have high demand? Business intelligence does not want to go deeper and get to understand why it happened. So that's why business intelligence stops at what is happening. And then now they say something about the future. But analysts will want to know what happened. Why did we have the increase in our product demand, or in the subscriptions on our website? Why did we trend this afternoon? So once we get that, then now we can say possibly tomorrow we can also trend if we do the same things. So I'm having examples here of where this has been implemented and how can be implemented again, so that we can see. Yeah. So number one, the first box here, we are saying that finding out what would be optimal price for a product that a company is about to launch. It only comes through analytics, in that, like now, we see that the prices of items are going higher. It is because businesses have done their intelligence, due diligence, just to understand what is happening. Why would this product be selling at this point, at this time? What are the causes of this price change? So if you're developing a new product, they need to look into the business and look at external environment and see what do we need to do. Then figuring out how many and which customers are likely to cancel the subscription, or which employee would exit the company. So I had to bring in the employee issue because I'm part of HR. So I don't know whether Tata Solutions have already done this. You continually send information to the subscribers who subscribed before. Yeah. Then are we able to track that? I sent out 140 subscriptions in January. 140, only 130 came into the session. So this time I do this, I do this. So able to understand that, okay, if I do this, then this number of people are able to come back. So I can continue to do what? Send reminders on this topic. So that's what we are trying to say, that if your clients are not even reading your emails, are they likely to unsubscribe? Like I had some website asking me that we've seen that you're not reading your emails. You've not responded to our emails for the last 1 year. Are you still with us? So they're already using the analytics just to understand what's happening. Then we are having employee who will exit. Yes, we always check on those who are leaving, but forgetting that we can get that data, that why are they leaving? What can we do for those who are remaining so that they don't go? And for those who are going, what is the reason why they are going that will lead, that might bring other people, or might make other people also leave the company? It is still under business analytics, just looking at the whole business and coming up with something out. Figuring out and assessing how and why the taste and preferences change of customers who visit a particular restaurant regularly. Yes, I had Kevin talking about a restaurant. So we are talking about now, if a customers today come and request for the same product and they say that we didn't like it today, so why that taste changing? Are they tasting it from another place also? Are they comparing your services with other person's services? So all that we can also do. Even healthcare organizations use data to track a patient's entire medication list in an effort not to prescribe contradicted doses. So contradicted doses, that is. So we're saying that even in the hospitals, they look at your data, the previous one, so that they just want to know if you have an allergy. They will not want to give you something else that will affect you. So that is still business analytics. So it is within every other field. Yeah. So determining how much of a product to stock based on past sales of that item and the future demand. So this, for the people in supply chain, the stores management and all that, or even the retailers, those who are selling products, you may want to look at the space that you're having so that you can keep the product, the storage cost. Are you going to have the storage cost? What is the lead time of the products coming to, since from the time you are ordering your product to the time they're being delivered? What is the demand of this product, that when it comes to my store, it will go after 1 year, or will it go after 2 months, a day? Yeah. So you need to understand that kind of traffic so that you can bring in a product that you need, so that you know how much should I stock. Insurance companies use the information on a client's past experiences to determine the cover. Like previously, I think it was in January, the motor insurance companies are saying that they're going to increase the premiums. Why? Increase number of accidents. So they're saying that if these accidents continue this way, then we are going to incur more costs. So we need to do what? We need to increase the premium. So that is what is happening here with business intelligence. So some questions that were being asked by these companies, you might never know how they're going to be used, but then they use them for business analytics, where they come in and get to know what is happening currently. Yeah, are you sick? That's why they ask you, are you sick? Have you suffered from this disease before or that? And then now they can tell you that this is how we're going to do your cover. Go to actuaries. Then you see in the insurance, they'll ask you, what is your age now? What is the age of the dependent that you want to cover? Then they will see that the premiums will be changing. That is still under business analytics, where we combine everything that we are having to predict the future of how it looks like. When it comes to benefits, it's now obvious because we've learned of areas where it is being used. So we are saying that make faster and more confident decisions. Yes, this is making faster decisions in that you already have some information that you can base your judgment on. And once they're there, then it is easy to say that as per what I have seen from the future or from the past trends, then this is whatever going to take place. We have seen that when we have discounts, then we're having more customers. So how much is discount bringing to us and how many customers we need to get? So you can quickly get to a decision, cut costs and increase revenue. So in a business, we are always balancing costs and revenues. So we need to understand what are our costs, what are our revenues, and how do we increase them. So that's where now business analytics also come in, just to help us in terms of those two areas. Anticipate and respond to the unexpected. Yeah. So you sit down and then say that, then look at the future trend. I saw one saying that every time we are having an increase in economy in US, then what happens next is the economic crash. Yeah, so the same thing. So it was predicting that around 2023, 2024, there need to be another crash. So they're trying to anticipate what might happen, and then improve operational efficiency. So we are saying that once you've learned the process, then you can actually say that this is the way to go. This is the best way. We can always do this thing because that is the way you have been doing it. So you've learned the process, you've understood how it moves, and then now you can actually now come in and even predict and see that this is how operationally we need to move forward. Because if for companies with machines, we already know that every day, if you switch on our machine during this period, then it runs for the next 6 hours, then this is whatever we're going to get. Then we stop. Then another time we do it. So even manager who has experienced their employees very well, they know that my employees are always productive between 8 to 10. So if I have anything that is going to consume or require them to think, then I need to bring them to discussion between 8 to 10, because after that one, they'll not get best of my team. So that's how we also just use it, business analytics, just to look at it and bring up what we need. So business analytics has got a life cycle that needs to happen. So in other cases, they're also called types. Yeah. So there have been a lot of usage in terms of other parts of the life cycle is requires some information, require technology to identify what happened, why it happened, and what to do next. So in that kind of a life cycle of business analytics, there are now subgroups of analytics. So I will not want to go in terms of functions. Yeah, like we will go, like we have HR analytics, we have got procurement and supplies analytics on its own. We have got those who are doing financial analytics on their side. But now we just want to see what are types that are there, that even if you're going to do analytics at any given part of the business, then you can always explore. So number one, we'll always explore planning analytics. So in planning analytics, we're saying that we are having a plan, whether it's a corporate plan or a financial plan or a departmental plan. So planning gives you an overview of what you want to do. Yeah. So at this stage, what will make sense to us is that we need to go back, get the historical data. So at this point, it works with companies or businesses that have not been in operation before. So you don't have your own company data to look into. Yeah. So you have to gather it from someone else who have been in the same industry. Then you look at it, you see, how have they been pricing this item over these years? How has the customer flow? How has been the demand of this item? How has been the supply? Yeah. If it in terms of infrastructure, how has the roads been in our country for the last 5 years? So you just want to get that kind of information for the future, and now use it to base your next or to base your plans in it. So once you've given out your plans and you've started actioning, then what will follow next is descriptive analytics. So here is, we are just saying what happened. Now that you are selling your product, how many customers did you get? What is the revenue that was there? How many employees do we have? How many employees left? What is our customer retention? which product are we selling more? Yeah, if it's an institution, which course is being asked a lot of students? Yeah, and what are the major problems that you are facing? So here we are talking about descripting, just describing what you already have. This is where now you are having your charts, the pie charts, the graphs. They come here to help you just visualize and show people that this is whatever I have. Yeah. Then once you do that, then now questions will always rise. In that now, when you start comparing your sales in January versus sales in February, yeah, or comparing your plan with what you have now described. You planned to have 50 customers, but now you're only having 20 customers. What happened? Now the diagnostic analytics now brings you now to speed to start questioning your actions, questioning the environment. This is why we do the SWOT analysis, just to come in and help us. And deep and deep and deep, if I borrow from whatever we learned last session was root cause analysis. So diagnostic analytics will borrow much from the root cause analysis, the why. You ask yourself why until the last why becomes the answer for you. Then from there now, you are able to predict. So this is where now the mathematical bit of it starts cropping in, where you want now to predict the future, do some bit of modeling and see how will the future look like. Yeah, we're saying that we are going to increase the number of students in this school by 50 or by 20% for this course. So what are we going to do? Yeah, so we're saying that we're going to predict that in the next 5 years, our school will be having 5,000 students, being that we've been having an increase of 100 students per year. So that if we just do something a little bit in terms of our modeling, we're able to move it straight to 5,000 within 5 years. So if you're able to predict the future, then you're able also to prescribe. The bit of predictive analytics is that it will always give you 2 or 3 ways of reaching your end goal. You can't do analytics and say that I only have one way of doing things. No, it's not that way. You can do 1 + 1 is equals to 1 + 1 is equals to 2, or there is 2 + 0, which gives you same 2, or 5 - 3. All those can give you the answer which you're looking for at, which is 2. So it's you to look at where do I use 1 + 1? When do I use 5 - 2? When do I use 1,000 - 998? Yeah, so that I get my 2. So your 2 becomes what you are looking at. So as you predict, then now you will prescribe. So now at this place we become doctors, but now with good handwritings, just to show that we are going to take this kind of action. So we had a reduced customer count, yeah, because customer count at some point shows how much the market, how big or how large or what portion of the market that you are capturing. The same as market share. Yeah, so it was in that our market share reduced by 5%. So we believe that next year it might reduce again by another 5%. So we should have lost 10% in 2 years. So what do we do to increase our market share? So one of it could be, one, we need to do road shows. That could be one of the course of actions to take. Number 2, we'll say we can try and do online marketing. It will help. Number 3, let's introduce discounts of our products and see how it will work. Let's go do CSR to see how many people actually know about our products, so that we can even bring the emotional part of how we contribute to our society. So all these 4 options, all of them might work, all of them might not work. So this is where now we employ the effort versus impact kind of analysis, just to tell us that if you go to do CSR, what will it bring to us? Yeah. So at this point now you are querying your predictive analytics by use of course of actions. So predictive analytics now will just help you say that if we do CSR, we are able to get additional 2%. If we do road shows, we might not even get anything. Marketing, social media marketing, we might get another 10% to reclaim our 10%. So we're saying that the best course for us to do is to do social media marketing. So at that point, we're going to prescribe. You just choose 2 out of many that you have. Just choose one with less effort and high impact in most cases, but depending from business to business. Because again, not every less effort, high impact will always give you will always give you a competitive advantage. So that is now the life cycle analytics that we follow through to ensure that now at the end of it, we are now in the future. So planning is way back, what you've never even experienced, analytics. Then descriptive analytics is what you've experienced, and now you just want to reflect. Yeah, you are reflecting on what you are drawing a picture of your life the last 1 year. Then diagnostic analytics will just help you understand, why did this happen this way? Then now start documenting the bads and the goods of your last 1 year. Then when it comes now to predictive analytics, we're trying to see that next year, what can I become with whatever has happened? So from predictive, now we are in the future as we move forward. So that's where we get our future plans. So it doesn't matter which field you're in, but this lifestyle, life cycle or the type of analytics will apply everywhere. So there is a process of all of those that we look at, but the process here might majorly start from now the descriptive part of it. If it be in operation part of it, then now you will be starting now from the descriptive with this process. So number one, you get business problem framing. Yeah. Now the problem that you are having, is it a positive problem or a negative problem? Remember when we didn't have masks before, when Corona just came, we didn't have masks. It was a problem that was there. Yeah. But was it a positive one or a negative one? Yeah. So positive one was Corona came in, we need to sell masks, right? So for businesses that were able to do masks or sell sanitizers, made a lot of money. For those that the problem of Corona came in and had them close their plants, then the problem did what? Phase them out or reduce their revenue or productivity. So you need to get this problem right and see what problem are we having currently. So currently, I know we are fearful of the election that is coming. They are saying that it might turn out positively or negatively. It might be a positively. Maybe now the business that are already booming now because of elections. Some are now already declining because of election. Then once you frame your problem, then you need to analytically frame frame that problem. Now here we're looking at, if it is a problem, what is the KPI what is the worst that can happen? Is it by a loss by 2%, a loss by 3%? So we want to understand your problem in terms of KPIs that you've set, so that if it's about revenues, then am I going to lose revenue by 10%? If it's about gaining, am I going to gain by 20%? If I'm going to lose my staff, am I going to lose my staff by 2%? Yeah. If about procurement or logistics, will the bad roads, are the bad going to delay my deliveries within 2 days? If it's in the banking sector, yeah, then unpayment of loans, will it now affect my other investors that I already have? If the problem is within real estate, will now the election that is coming up make other people even move to their rural areas, so that my house, I want to get rent for the next 2 years? So we're looking at that my rent will reduce by this percentage for the next 3 months. So again, you analytically look at that problem and get the KPIs thereof. And then data collection become now the next one. Because that data, just to understand that now, you know, gather that data just to understand what you really what you're really looking for. So the data collection now will depend whether you want to get directly from your clients, you want to use a historical data, or you want to hire someone to do the survey for you, then you get that data, or you want to get a pre-collected data before they study it. Yeah, the companies already have some data that you can just go back and reference and see what has happened. Then methodology, selection, and model building. So this is where again I'm saying that now this is where now you also need to require, you need a statistical now kind of thought, so that you get to understand. Now, methodology, you were saying that, how are we going to solve our problem? Yeah, and building a model is building just coming up with a structure of how it will look like. Yeah, in predictive analytics now, this is where it will come in and help you say that my sales is dependent on this and this and this. So sales might be dependent on number of customers that I get, the cost of my products, and this. So with that one, you can actually say that this model can really work for me. If I use the sales one model, which only deals with number of customers and the cost of the product, I will get my revenue. You might also look at sales revenue as maybe it's just solely on cost of my product. So if I reduce my product price, then I don't care in terms of number of customers. People will always come and will take my revenue. So you get your models here that you have built from the predictive analytics side and then use them here. Then now you can deploy what you have. So deployment here is the same as we're talking about the prescriptive. So you say that we're going to do digital marketing to gain our market share that was lost. So once you do it, then we're saying that now you are deploying. So there are steps that you need to undertake to do digital marketing. So that we need to have, maybe we didn't have someone for that role. So someone has to be brought in. What are they going to do? How are we going to measure their performance? What will they be doing for us to see the outcome? So that's the analytical process for us to see the analytical, the business analytics, so that you can actually achieve. So each and every process will follow onto this, and you will, from here now you can get step by step and optimize the result that you are looking at. So if I go into tools and skills, so first we start with skills. One is the number one that most people doesn't like, the statistics, the probability, the regressions, and all that. The business acumen. Now you must understand the business that you are doing. Yeah. If you are in manufacturing, what are they manufacturing? How does that product come about? What machines are used? Who are their customers? Yeah. If you are in a legal area, who are your customers? Are you targeting actually in this legal area? Are we looking for any other person that will have a problem, or we are going to only to deal with murder cases, or only going to do with the contract drafting and all that only? So understand the business that you are in and be a business person again. So technical skills here, you need to have a business kind of mindset. Then the data literacy. So we're talking about, do you know what loss or a revenue mean to a company? Yeah. Do you know, can you read data? Can you manipulate that data that if you're given? If I gave you my date of birth, what can you get from it? So you know that this is a date of birth. So I can get now his age. I can get the retirement age. Yeah. I can do other things with that just given data. So data literacy here, you'll be able to understand what data you are holding and what is its value and how do I use it. Yeah. When it comes to soft skills, they need to have leadership skills. Leadership is key for this role, because as a business analyst, remember that you need to influence people, and influencing them will not be easier if you don't have the influential skills that are required for leadership. Because whatever you can see for the future with your data, with the numbers, others will not be able to see it even if you present those numbers to them. So you need to persuade them, you need to influence them that they need to see this. And if you're the head of that department heading this, then you need to also be able to work with that team. That one brings us now to the last one, which is also the collaboration bit, working with the team. Remember, as business analyst, you're only not doing it at your area only. Even in HR analytics, we don't only deal with the HR data only. We go to finance, ask them, what has been our cost? Yeah. We go to marketing and sales team. What is the content of the market there? So that, do we need to do anything from the HR side of you? So you always need to have a collaborative kind of mindset. Then stakeholder management, they need to understand whatever you are doing, so they can always help you. Here we are saying that people who will not buy into an idea, but they have to buy into the idea through how you do with them. Communication is a very key skill when it comes down to communicating whatever you have. Well, when I started indulging myself in business analytics, I had a problem in terms of getting to convince people that this thing is really good for the business. It can be used and all that. So it took a while to develop a communication. How do we communicate the data that you have? You remember, someone doesn't understand probability of the sun rising is 1. So you want to tell them that tomorrow the sun will come out, 20 employees will leave tomorrow. You're already scaring them. So how will they believe you? So if you don't communicate it very well, then they will actually not get whatever you're looking at. In terms of now tools here, so I'm looking at tools in 3 categories: data collection, analysis, and now data visualization. So we have the Google Forms, Microsoft Forms, SurveyMonkey. Those ones you can use them for data collection. Yeah. Then you can data analysis. You can use R, which is currently coming up strongly, and Python. You can use Excel, and there is also one called Hadoop. And there's many more. I'm not giving everything, but just giving the most common, the commonly used. Where even if you need a knowledge on them, you can easily get that knowledge very fast. When it comes to visualization, now here these are going to do our dashboards. Yeah, the pictorial view. So dashboards here are saying that we need to have Power BI app. Excel can also be used. Google Studio has come up very strongly again, and Tableau has always been there. So these tools at least get to learn one at any given point. And you can see that Google Forms, Microsoft Forms will give you data already in an Excel format. So learning Excel will really help you to cut across all this. So once you've learned Excel, then and one of the forms, then you are good to go because it appears on both sides. But also others like R and Python can also be used in visualization, but takes a lot of knowledge to do the same. Challenges that we are facing currently with this kind of a topic is that one, the need for more trained professionals. Remember that things are changing and people need this skill. So how many of us have this skill that we can actually implement? Because at every role, remember this analytics is coming now from the statisticians who used to do these things, actuaries, now becoming a skill that needed for every role. So we need more people to be skilled in this line. Data that isn't harmonious, right? So we're finding that there's a lot of data that we are having that is not the same, that cannot be, that some are structured, some are unstructured. So with this one here, it is very difficult to bring it together. So it requires that you have that knowledge also, just to bring that into place. I remember at some point there was Coca-Cola. They had to do advertisement for Coke in different regions, depending on how the regions value their culture. So see that one being itself is that every culture has got their own data. So it means that we are not harmonious, all of us. We have got our differences. The same thing is also in the data that we are using. Then bridging the gap between executives and analysts. A problem here, you do your analysis, give me the results, I will go and present them. When they get stuck, they come back to you and also ask you, what did you mean here? Or they become angry about you. These are also challenges that are also being faced by most analysts. And here we are saying that what happens here is that people might not want to have analysts with the table. These are also people who doesn't understand that analysts can also bring a contribution. Or analysts have also not gotten the business acumen bit of it so that they can actually do what? Challenge the business processes, because you only do analysis and leave it there. So we also need, the analysts also need to understand the business itself and understand more. Remember this course, this one was only done for you. You sit somewhere, wait for data to come for you, tell you that I want to see this graph, give me the graph, then you give the graph, don't want to know more about it. So you need to bridge that gap. The executive not believing in the analyst not taking up to the role that is required for them and the business. Data Privacy and Protection Act. Now that we handle much data, then there is a problem now with the Data Privacy and Protection Act. Facebook the other day was in a problem because of this. They analyze the data too much until now you don't have privacy anymore, so that they can make money out of it, and that is a problem. So even in Kenya currently, if you commit any offense of this, it is 5 million. So you can see that it is a challenge for us. How do I handle the people data accurately? How do I use your data that you give to me as a customer without putting you at risk? Yeah, without using it against you. So all those are needed. We need to understand this aspect of data protection and privacy. To conclude, then what next? Business analytics has also driven us to the Internet of Things, where we have so many things have been produced. You have got currently, like a good example will be a smartwatch that you are having. Your smartwatch connects to your phone, connects to your car, connects to your computer. So whether you have your computer or don't have your computer, or you have your smartwatch, all of them seems to be the same, but at different locations or at different times. So Internet of Things. So we are having everything combined through different gadgets. Then analytics also, because now we're dealing with data analytics, we're also coming in machine learning, where we are giving a machine some set of rules that they can automatically do some of the things through experience. So we're saying that you can actually today set alarm, then the alarm will go off by itself. You say that because now you've learned your customers, how they operate, then what you do is that you set up an automatic door that needs to open for your customers. People have used this so that they can develop more into machine learning. In companies, we are having, this is where we are having now the machines coming in that are able to do what human beings could not do, and that's coming at artificial intelligence. Currently, we are having a robot in China, a lady who can speak, who can interact with, but that's artificial intelligence. So how will that one affect our businesses? Because as it goes, then things are becoming easier and easier for human beings. But remember, hope is that business analytics, as it goes on in technology, you cannot differentiate between analytics and technology. All of them are going together in that route. But then there's what robots can do, what human beings can do. So you need to learn how to work with robots going forward. But then after all, we are saying, in God we trust, all others must bring their data. So if you're going to talk to us going forward, you must bring your data on the table. In God we trust. We don't deny that. But all others must bring data. That's the end of my presentation. I hope we've learned a bit of business analytics, and we are airing this to you from S&OS Limited, where we do business analytics, HR analytics, analytical tools training like Excel, and also do the surveys. So you can also reach out to us so that you can learn on this. So I see the charts here that might, some of them I know might be questions. So I want to stop there and give back the show to Kevin so that we can direct us to the next step. Yes, Kevin.
Wow, what a presentation from our very own Nelson Ogudha. While we were doing a presentation, we had hands raised up, people asking a lot of questions, and I can say we have one hand that has been up from Mr. Amos. Amos, if you're listening, would you kindly comment or you have a question for us? Amos? All right. Before Amos can join us, allow me to kindly introduce and welcome my mentor, who's always worked with me through these sessions, and she's always made sure that whether I like it or not, it's a win-win, and I must be here. Miss Grace, please.
Thank you very much, Kevin. That was a wonderful job. Good job to you. Thank you very much, Catherine. It's good to see you. Nelson, that was wonderful. I really, really have loved your explanation. You read the memo. Make it as simple as possible. And I think you have had that. So, and just out of curiosity, Nelson, how much of data is safe data?
How much data is safe data? Okay, that it will depend, but we are saying that's why we are having the Data Protection Act, because you can give everything. Like actually currently, look at your phone. Yeah, when you're installing an app, they ask you allow the phone to accept to use microphone, to use phone, to use camera. You're wondering what will an app that like maybe as a good example, a game app want to do with your call logs, your SMSs, your camera. So what they're trying to do is that for you to accept, once you have accepted yes, then you've given them 100% of access for them now to go and now use it for business purposes, because that's why they use it, so that they can get you the free adverts. Actually, when you're using any app that is free, be sure that you are supporting them through adverts and information selling. So at this point, I will not say how much is safe, because again, when you go to hospital, then you need to give every information that will be required for this purpose. So all of us need to read that lengthy terms and conditions for us to understand what am I going to give out. Then you yourself can restrict what you'd want people to know about you. But we are captive. We are currently captive because of internet that has come in with all things that we look up to, and they make them exciting for us to use. Yes.
Okay, that's quite interesting. And I have seen Ellie saying that we want a more practical session. This was more informative. Yes, that was intentional, Ellie, because of the people that we are addressing. Our audience are of different nature. And this is the first time we are doing analytics. So we thought to start from the beginning so that then we can roll out pole pole. You cannot start, uwezi kula nini kuanzia katikati. Lazima uanze from the beginning. So that is how we have started this, and be sure that the sessions will continue building up from the foundation that Nelson has built. Now, Nelson, we have the Data Protection Act, right?
Yes.
And it has brought a lot of confusion to what extent, and especially because we are in HR and we are always collecting data. Marketing will collect data in the field and bring it. How safe are we with this data, and to what extent can we use it, legally speaking?
The why having protection is that we can use it for whatever purpose that we are looking at. The point that we need to stop is when we're going to harm the person in terms of their privacy, in terms of giving out data that will lead to theft cases. You see, you can write everything about me and expose it out. So at that point, when you know that whatever I'm going to do is going to harm the people that I'm going to work with, then I need to stop there. That is one. Then number two is that don't collect whatever you don't need, right? So you find that you're asking a customer where a customer stay, which might be very nice for you, but then you need to ask yourself, how will I use this data in terms of, am I going to use it for my own reasons or for the customers, for the customer's objective? So we are guided by that law, giving us the chance, giving us everything, giving us all the opportunity to get whatever we want as the company or as the HR, but limiting us on how we use that. We are saying that don't use it to harm anyone. That is the extent that we are saying that don't use it to harm anyone in terms of their personality or breaching their privacy, and also even exposing them out. Remember where Facebook was being told that they're exposing people details, they are selling it out and all that. So that's why the act came in, just to restrict. You can collect anything that you want. But even you as the person giving that question, that you need to ask yourself, why would I give my partner details when I'm going to visit a building, or when I'm going to shop? Why would I give this detail? So basically, Jara rang into my mind first that what I'm going to give out will be used now against my partner. Do they know that I'm giving out their details again? So it's more of it also, as the person collecting must also bear that kind of liability to keep it safe. But then the person giving out can also ask, and that's why you are given a chance to say that from today onward, delete all my details, and let me know once that has been executed. Yeah, you have that. You have that kind of a right currently.
Okay. So we can go when we go to the watchman who is asking us to sign in, we can ask, what are you doing with this information? And until we are satisfied, then we can choose not to give them.
Yes, nowadays I do ask, but again, remember that they also have their own principles. What we can only tell them is that I'm giving you this, but keep it safe, because again, you want to access my building. If you don't get the pass to get in, then you are an intruder. There's something in law how to call that kind of person, under law of torts. If you're going to someone's property without them knowing, then should anything happen, again, it's your own problem. Yeah.
Okay, and then we have Ellie asking, what is the difference between HR metrics and HR analytics?
Metrics just measure how far you are from the KPI, just a unit of measure that we are targeting to train 50 employees, but we only train 30. So 30 becomes our metric, number of employees trained, our metric. Then analytics now will go deeper and ask questions. Remember that retail analytics now ask you what happened, yeah, why did it happen, and what is there for the future. If 30 people came for this training today, how many of them will come in next week, right? So that's why now we are doing analytics. We are going beyond reporting what has happened, the intelligence. So metrics will border more of HR intelligence in the just telling you whatever you have, 30 employees, 50 left, 20 trained, all that. But analytics will tell you that going forward, what are you foreseeing in the future, and how can you make it better? Yeah.
Okay, now and just out of helping the HR professionals who are here, give us just 3 metrics that we can use in HR, just 3, because I know you are pro in HR more. And I know these ones are on top of your head. And just a tip on how we can analyze this data.
Okay, when you say 3, I want to go to the top level of kind of metrics, which now we are saying that will help in decision making. So one is the attrition rate or the turnover rate. We are saying the number of employees who are leaving divided by the number of employees who are there within at the start of the period. So this one will help us to understand at what rate are we losing people. So let's say you have 100 employees today and you're losing 10 every month or 10 every year. So in 10 years time, you'll have a new team. Yeah, that's how it will go every year, losing 10, 10, 10. So in 10 years time, the people that you had in 2021 will be now new team members. So in terms of your culture, how are you looking at your culture, right? So we can also check on payroll cost as a metric, where you need to understand how much am I spending on my employees, because this payroll cost will help you very, very deeply in terms of budgeting, in terms of knowing which benefit can I give to my employees, where can I adjust and all that. So payroll cost itself is just a metric by itself. Just getting what I have spent on employees in terms of wages, salaries, and all that, put them together. So you can compare it to revenue. So they say revenue by employee or revenue, percentage of revenue that is spent on payroll cost. So for some industries, is that like hospitality, they say that it needs to be 10% of their revenue should go to payroll cost. So that's where we also use that kind of metric. So one that I also bring in there is just revenue per employee. You want to see, am I producing more with more people, or how do I do it? So revenue per employee will also help you gauge and see, I'm having so many people, less revenue, so meaning I'm paying more. So how can I bring in a different technology or a different way of work so that I can get this lower on that? There is absenteeism rate, which is people, number of days absent divided by available days in that month. So if you have 2 people in a month of April, where you have got that 28 days of work, so 28 times 2 becomes 56 days. So the days present only 10. So 10 absent days. So it will be 10 absent days divided by 56 days. Then you get that 2 times 100. You get that rate. Then now will help you know why are people getting absent. Remember, absenteeism is out of something out of your control, because it's now employee side. The poor employee engagement, personal problems back at home. Maybe they don't even like you as the boss, so they just decide, maybe I don't want to see anyone in that company, I'll be absent. I will not take any other leave. It's also lack of policy understanding. So if a team doesn't understand your policies, then they'll continue to be absent and know that nothing will happen to me. They don't have even a corrective measure, all that kind of things. Yeah.
That was for very selfish, because I favored the HR professionals.
Actually, we are having more than 100 metrics.
Yes, we do. So, and I have
Yes.
seen Paul Badia really contributing. He's talking about retention rates. He has talked about what else? Cost per hire. He's talked about time to hire, time it takes to hire, revenue per employee, which you have mentioned. And allow me to just read a comment from Nelson, who is saying, this is just, I mean, Ellie, he's saying, this is a comment. At present, most HR functions lack the capability to use the available data, HR data to its full potential, usually because they lack the knowledge or experience or even foresight to appreciate the enormous possibilities presented by HR analytic modeling. And that is true, Eli, but that's why we are also bringing such sessions, because we want to do capacity building. We want people to start understanding the business from a larger scale than what we do every day. We are not just about hiring and firing. We have more to our sleeves than that. So it's 9:06 and I have not seen a question from any other person on the chat, or let me just see. Okay, Athman is saying, what are the acceptable averages in terms of attrition, days taken to hire, and any other HR metrics? What are the acceptable averages?
Now, this will depend with what you want to compare. Do you want to compare with your industry level, the industry standard? You want to compare with the previous target that was set, the current, or generally. So in HR, we don't have this metric set. Like in finance, when you go to finance, they tell you that a gearing ratio of 2 to 3 means this and this. In HR, we are still struggling to get this right. So currently, all of us are doing their own metrics, yeah? So that if I get 4%, it's 4% and it's only mine. So I will not say, I will not give any value, yeah? In terms of attrition rate that I may know, but these can be solved through a research, which we can do a research and agree that, okay, going forward, we're going to do it this way, so that we create an harmonious way of dealing with metrics. And to bring to your attention now, in that we need to have actually started using the internationally recognized HR metrics, the ISO standard for the HR metrics. So if we use all of that, all of us in Kenya, then you can get a standard rate and say that post-duality, it is 4%. Yeah, in a retail sector, it's 2%. In this kind of a company, this percent. So again, it depends, because attrition rate depends on the number of people in your company. But hiring rate, I would say most companies spend 45 days to get a candidate. 45 days to get a good candidate that will fit in, and not the one that will come in and leave. One that will fit into your culture, it takes 45 days. For the middle level roles, yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Nelson. There's a comment, hi Helen, there's a comment from Helen Juma, who says, a very well detailed presentation. Without data analytics, there is no growth, no specialized focus, no problem solving, and no knowledge of how a company is performing. Data sheds light into the reality of business. And that is very, very true. So Nelson, if you kindly can share your contact details on the chat, so that we can also go ahead. And I hope you guys are following us on YouTube, and the team YouTube, I hope we are getting to answer your questions. And I don't think I have seen any question on YouTube. And yeah, but you can actually leave us a comment while on it. And for the people who are on the call, if you can just kindly also tune into our YouTube channel, you can go ahead, but allow me to just do something here, 1 minute. I would like to just recognize our partners, and I have decided to share screen. This is Ames Business College, Ames College of Business and Technology. They are located on Lotus House, 4th floor, along Haile Selassie Avenue. If you're looking to take on your CHRP courses or any other business course, they have quite a number of courses that they are offering. They have a School of Criminology, School of Business, quite a number of professional courses, a lot that they are offering. But I know for you, if you have a sister or a brother who's looking to join college, or you yourself is looking to study, you can get in touch with Ames School of Business. I'm just looking for where they have CHRP. For social studies, School of Hospitality and Languages, if you want to study your French, School of Professional Programs, if you have Chinese or any other language who want to study, what do we call it? Kiswahili and English, it's also being taught at Ames College of Business. And these are their fees for CHRP. And this document can be shared with you once you get in touch with them or myself, and we'll be able to link you up so that you can actually take the learning. They allow you to sit for your exams, not sit for exams, attend classes online. Like Nelson has said, we cannot run away from data. And then we have short trainings from Pathways Solution Services. They have split their their training courses into like 5. They have administrative skills. Now, for the Pathway Service Solutions company, their trainings are actually online. They own an LMS where you can log in and self-pace and teach yourself. And when you do this, you can actually get a certificate. So if you're looking to have a certificate in anything, some of the things that I'm projecting here, you can get in touch with me or with Pathways, or you can just contact them directly or get in touch with me. I'll be able to share this. We have human resources, we have career development, personal development, we have administrative skills. They have a lot, supervisors and managers, workplace essentials, sales and marketing, Microsoft Office, a lot. And all this you actually learn by yourself. Imagine, you just log into the system, they'll give you credentials, they'll give you a timeline, you pace yourself, you sit in their office, you sit at home and actually get to learn this. And at the end of it all, you get to have a certificate. And that means that they are also available in consultation if you want to do a Zoom call with them. So these are our partners. I thought it's important that we highlight their services to you. Ames Business College, they are in Nairobi. And then we have Pathway Solutions, whose training are online. And these ones are short courses you can actually pay for yourself. So without further ado, I can see it's 9:13. Paul Tanu is saying data is the new oil. I agree with you. Wasike says data is the only language that measures results. And Nelson has said, God has done what again, Nelson?
We trust in God. Every other person must bring their data.
Yes, we trust in God, and every other person must bring their data. And I am in agreement. And I hope my people from Atara Solutions, you are getting the memo on where we are at. What is the name of the training company? We have 2. There's Ames College of Business, and then there is Pathway Service Solutions. Ames is the college, and Pathway is the training company that does their trainings on LMS. They are doing their trainings online, and you get a certificate. Henry, you can also WhatsApp me, and I'll be able to share with you more details. So thank you so much, guys. And if you're in Mombasa, I am in here for the Women in HR convention. We kick off tomorrow, and we are very excited. We have an awesome lineup. So please make sure you stop to say hello. And that's why I kind of logged in a bit late. So Frank is texting me saying, I will give 5 people 5 courses for free. So 5 of you need to get in touch with me, and Frank will be able to give you 5 courses for free. And first come, first served. So whoever emails me the quickest, you will get that to do that. Paul Bandia, you're in Mombasa. Please look for me. Thank you so much. And yeah, thank you so much, Nelson, for your time. Thank you for taking the time to prepare this. If you're looking for an analytics expert, please get in touch with Nelson. He is awesome at this, and especially HR analytics. He's an expert on that, and any other. He's actually running trainings on Excel for you to become an expert in compiling this data. And he has shared his number. If you don't get it today, you can always get in touch with me, and I'll be able to hook you up with any of our speakers. Thank you so much, Frank, for your offer. Thank you for offering 5 people 5 free courses, and we really, really appreciate you. Thank you, Kevin, for good job. You're getting better at this. Congratulations. Catherine, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. You have made it easy for us to be inclusive. We really, really appreciate you. So this webinar is brought to you courtesy of Atara Solutions in partnership with Balcon Housing and Stallion Construction Company. We really appreciate you, our partners, Pathway Service Solutions, Ames College of Business, WeClean, Career Management Center, and Wandi Restaurant. Kevin talked about the spinach at Wandi Restaurant. I'm gonna talk about the burgers. My God, if you're on your way to Nyeri, Nanyuki, Kirinyaga, at Ola Kambiti, there's a new petrol station, Ola Kambiti. As you go down or if you come back to Nairobi, just pop in there and say you were sent by Grace. You probably will get some discounts. But yes, and thank you guys. May you have a lovely, lovely, lovely evening. Thank you so much, Nelson. That was quite informative. And yeah, Kevin, the show was yours. You're muted, Kevin.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Grace.